All right, that's enough of that. It is I, Counselor Curtis, back again. And the new today's show topic is intellectual property is not property. This is going to be a little bit of a different show because, as you can probably see, I am under the weather. And here, I'm sick. But the show must go on. So here it comes. Intellectual property is not property and doesn't need protection. What do I mean by that? Property, real property, actual property, occupies space time. And that's why we have all the laws that we have on the books to determine who controls that space time. Let me give you an example. If I have a sandwich and I eat the sandwich, you cannot eat the sandwich, right? It's gone. It's gone from the universe. So we have to have some rules to decide who gets to eat the sandwich. By the same token, if you live in a piece of property, I can't live there. You're already there. So because you occupy the space time, we have to have rules to decide who gets to go where. Intellectual property is not like that. It doesn't occupy any space time. I can have an idea in my head and you can have it in your head too. And it doesn't take my idea away. I can sing you a song. Now you have the song. I still have the song. So why do we have these protections for intellectual property? Well, it's all bullshit. It derived originally from Queen Anne's law and copyright. It's in the Constitution and shit, so people hang on to it. But first, if you go back and look at Queen Anne's law, what it was a prohibition against copying things. And if you didn't get permission to do the copying, then you had to pay the crown a royalty, which we still call a royalty today, obviously. And the reason is because they didn't want people printing shit. In particular, at least from what I've read, they didn't want people printing things about the Bible. And so they put restrictions on it, copyright restrictions. So now, of course, the justification today is that it's there to promote the creation of things. You know, it promotes creation because you're going to secure the rights to those people for some small period of time. Never mind that it's like 95 years at this point. But the point was, okay, look, we're going to secure these rights so you can create something and then you go register it at the patent office. And then nobody else can take your thing from you until you get your shit together and decide to distribute it, okay? And, you know, in maybe back hundreds of years ago, this was a good idea, but no, it really wasn't. This has been a bad idea the whole time. Patents are for losers, all right? And Elon, in particular, points this out. You don't need patents, all right? If you think you can create the stuff that the other people create, knock yourself out. Go for it. What do you think would happen? Let's just do a little thought experiment here. If we removed all intellectual property laws today, okay? No patents. Let's just start with patents here, right? The first thing that would happen is everybody would look around and see what products are available that haven't been distributed, all right? They've been invented, created maybe even, but not distributed. Most of the time, though, they're not even created yet because whoever owns the intellectual property just isn't doing the fucking work, all right? Now, what we want to do is we want to have the value of our shit tied to the work and not to some fucking idea, okay? The U.S. Patent Office is not the mother of invention, okay? Necessity is the mother of invention. You make shit. People create things because we need them, all right? And sure, you know, you could have you don't need to secure the rights of the creation to them for any particular time. They can do that on their own with a contractual obligation. They can go to somebody and say, look, you can manufacture this great idea that I have. Let's create a contract, a non-disclosure agreement, right? Where I tell you about this idea and then we work it out that way, right? And then if we create as many of the things that we can create, we can sell those things. Now, what patent law does is it comes in and it stops other people from making and distributing the stuff that everybody needs. And if we didn't have it, what would happen is everybody would get involved in the making and distribution until all the things were made and distributed as best that we could. We would achieve full employment in like no time. And, well, some people say, look, if you didn't have IP, then what would happen is somebody come up with a great idea and then everybody would jump in on it all the time. No, they wouldn't because they couldn't because they'd already be fully employed jumping in on the last stuff. As I say, once everything is jumped in on, what else can you jump in on? There's nothing else left. So we could just mine the ideas. Look, it's just it's just a terrible idea to sequester your ideas to one person. Why would you do that when you could allow all kinds of people, free people, to work and produce the things that are now in their heads that they know about. No, you're going to arrest them. You're going to throw them in jail. You're going to destroy the things that they create. That's what we do these days because of patent law. It's fucking ridiculous. Copyright is even stupider. Copyright, like I write something that, how many times were you in your elementary school class and your teacher said, well, don't copy something without writing down the citation or you'll be committing plagiarism and that's a federal offense. What a bunch of bullshit. You have the FBI warning on fucking VCR tapes. What is it? 5 years and $75,000 or some bullshit. How many times have you seen that fucking warning? What a stupid, stupid thing. Everybody should have realized with the proliferation of the music, the way that it's gone, that still, you know what happens? People still produce music. They still produce it, even though it's fucking so widely distributed. It's much, much more easily distributed now than it used to be. You don't need the copyrights. You can let the actual people, let's say you're an artist, right? And you produce a song and there's no copyright. So other people can play and replay your song everywhere. Oh my God, they're ripping you off. No, they're making you popular. First of all, if they don't do it as well as you, then everybody's going to want to come see you. If they do it better than you, then what the fuck ownership do you have over anything, right? Like, if they're performing a better service than you are, then get out of the way. But you can still do your service. And the more that other people go out there and make you popular by reproducing your thing and distributing all over the world, the more your stock goes up. You can make new deals to create new things for people, sight unseen, because of the new popularity that you gained. Everybody will know who the original artist is. Everybody always knows that shit. That's not hard to find out. So really, there's just no need. There's no need for copyrights. There's no need for patents. It's all bullshit. And we should just unleash the productive power of the country and let people produce whatever it is that they can produce. And in the meanwhile, and by the way, China's doing it anyway, okay? They're ripping off all the patents anyway, and they're just producing this shit anyway. So you're just going to let them get ahead because they're smart enough to know that freedom is a better idea? America doesn't know that freedom is a good idea here? I mean, come on. It's just fucking ridiculous. So, look, I'm a creator, okay? But I don't mind. If you want to rip off my stuff, copy it, paste it. Now people say, well, your stuff is invaluable. Maybe it's not. But if people copied it and reproduced it, then it would be, almost by definition. And of course, they would make it more valuable. So you just don't need IP. There's just no reason for it. And it should go the way of the dinosaur.